and welcome to another episode of the Goalpost Gossip. I'm your host, Alton, and this is the podcast where football meets banter. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow the movement at Gossip Goalpost. Without further ado, let's get this ball rolling. Goal. Okay, so this episode we're gonna be talking about no other than FA Cup. That's gonna be our primary focus. So we started talking about the great Arsenal. Straight to the matter. Arsenal is officially two trophies down, and two more to go. Yes, Arsenal got eliminated from FA Cup by Southampton, and I'm saying Southampton. Not to say that Southampton is not a team, because Southampton is on a little run where they are 15 games undefeated. That is not an easy thing to do. So Southampton is causing a lot of problems in FA Cup and both in the Premier League. Yes. So they defeated Arsenal, and Arsenal fans were actually thinking that Arsenal were going to win quadruple. Now they lose two, and they got two more to lose. And I think Southampton is doing a very good job in keeping the world quiet, because Arsenal fans are so loud. They are so loud. So we need peace. We don't want problems. We need peace. So thank you to Southampton. Yes, Southampton scored the first goal, which was a very beautiful goal in the first half. Man, looks really well taken, goal. And then Victor Gyökeres equalized in the 60 something minutes, I think 65th minute or something like that. And Arsenal was Arsenal was looking like they were going on to get the victory. They were dominating the game. Arsenal were dominating the game, and then boom, Southampton at the last say. In the 85th minute or so, bam! Southampton scored, and Arsenal didn't have an answer. They didn't have a reply to Southampton. So Southampton knocked them out. Boom, they gone. Disappointment for Arsenal fans, and the more pressure is on them to make sure that they come away with the Premier League, the Champions League. You know what I mean? So more pressure is on them, and I still don't think they're gonna win the Premier League. I think that this is like a sword at their neck. So the pressure that's on them right now, I think they're gonna blunder. Because last night game was, they were playing it so cautious, and that's the thing that I was always saying, is that because they are in this pot of butter where they are expected to win, and they don't want to lose so bad, they want to win trophies so bad. They're approaching the game in this cautious manner, which cost them the Carabao Cup to Manchester City, because they're so cautious. And the same thing, they're playing against Southampton now, and they were very cautious. They dominate the game, but they weren't taking a lot of chances, to be honest. So yes, they're out of the FA Cup, and as I said, they only survived the Champions League and the Premier League. So let's see. All right, the other game that we're gonna be talking about is no other than Chelsea. Yes, Chelsea. I think Chelsea at this point is messing with the fans' emotion. They are messing with our emotions, man. Like, how can you play a game and you win 7-0, and then we don't know what to expect in the next game? You know what I mean? Like, you are really playing with our emotions. Obviously, you see that Enzo Fernandez wasn't there because they dropped him, and they also dropped him for the next weekend game against Manchester City. So who to tell where this may lead to? And all of this leads up from the podcast that he did, where he was talking about he rather live into Real Madrid. He'd rather live in Real Madrid because perfect English, but he would rather be in a Spanish country, and he likes Madrid. How can you be playing for one of the top club in the world, but yet still you are openly expressing your admiration for another club? And it's not only that he's expressing your admiration, he's telling you clearly, he's telling us clearly that he wants to go to Madrid. And bro, Chelsea pay a lot of money for you. You're not gonna get away like that. So, and I mean the amount of money that Chelsea pay for you, you should be single-handedly winning Chelsea trophy. You should be single-handedly winning Chelsea trophy. And say for instance the team is not performing good, every game that we play, you should be outstanding. You should have been outstanding in every game that we play, even if we lose. You understand what I'm saying? So that was not good. So he was dropped, and Chelsea go ahead to win that game 7-0. No Caicedo also, but Esteval put on a show. Palmer was named the captain, and they did a very good job. But as I said, man, I don't know what to expect. This moment they play good, the next moment they stress us out. Um, but good win for Chelsea, and they march on to the semi-final. Um, so obviously, you know that's progress. That's a step forward. Still got other the league to worry about to make sure that we're finishing the top four so we can see Champions League, which is it's getting really 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 sticky right there because the jumble it's a lot of jumble going on there from third all the way to seven. You know what I mean? So let's see if we can do that. But for now, we are into the semi-final of the FA Cup, and we did better than Arsenal. We did better than Manchester United. We did better than Liverpool. We did better than a lot of teams. All right, so let's see if Chelsea can march on to go and win that trophy. All right, just mentioning Liverpool also. Liverpool were the next victim. They got trashed by Manchester City 4-0. The sad part of the game for me is that Mohamed Salah missed the penalty. So he's going to be the scapegoat again. Um, I know it's coming up where he's leaving this summer, but he's not leaving a very good taste in the Liverpool fans' mouth. They don't stop criticizing him even when he play good and the team lose. He's the one who get the blame because he's their superstar. So they expect him to shine every game. You know what I mean? And they get a penalty and he missed it. He went up and he took it, and the way how he was running up, you could tell that he was going to miss that penalty. He lost a bit of confidence, and maybe because of all of the backlash that he's been getting, all of the criticism that he's getting, maybe the player is just not handling that really well. So he missed that penalty, man, and he could at least get one in the bag for Liverpool instead of egg. You know what I mean? So Liverpool out of the FA Cup, so they join Arsenal, and yeah, they didn't play that bad of a football. They didn't play that bad of a football. They created chances and all that stuff, but I just feel like they were just a little bit unlucky. And what you think? You think if now they don't win Carabao Cup, they don't win FA Cup, they're out of the Champions League. If they don't qualify for Champions League next season, I really think this gonna be it with Arnie. I really think Liverpool gonna cut slack because if they don't finish in Champions League next season, what Liverpool have to play for? You know what I mean? So I really think that they gonna cut the coach. Yeah. So let's see if that will happen because that's Liverpool. You know what I mean? They got great history, and they have quality players. You know what I mean? So it's not that they can't do the job. I just feel like if they get a good coach, they're gonna be a very, 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 very strong team. And if not, they're gonna regain the top position. Um, so yeah, that's how your final your quad semifinal is set up. I think there's another game with West Ham playing on Sunday. So the winner from that game will be playing Chelsea. Southampton will be playing Manchester City. So the winner from the game on Sunday will be, up against Chelsea for Excuse me. For a spot in the final. So let's see. All right, just a quick touch over by La Liga. Um, I saw Real Madrid, they lost their game, which kind of put them in a little bit of a position right now because Barcelona extend the lead to like I think seven or so. So Real Madrid is the one who did that to themselves. They should have won that game. I mean, they dominate the game in all aspect. They get the equalizer, and you think that hey, yeah, Real Madrid is going on too. They conceded the goal, and it was a very, very careless goal, I would say. Um, and they never get the equalizer. They push, they push, they push, but it didn't happen, and they lost out. And then Barcelona go ahead to win their game against Atletico Madrid. I really think that was an unfair game. Um, that was supposed to be a red card for the Barcelona player. Like I I really, really think that they get it wrong there. And the thing is, like, they spend so much time reviewing it, and then they still made a mistake. It's like if I am a Atletico Madrid fan, I don't need an explanation. I need a fine. You know what I mean? I need a fine from the referee committee, VAR, all of them. I I need them to be fined. You know what I mean? Because they review, and you want to tell me that that play, you want to tell me, you want to tell me that that play, after all that review, you want to tell me that that play wasn't warrant a red card? Come on, man. We see worse than that, and red card given for worse than that. That was a horrible tackle. You understand? Whether he played the ball or not, he carried through right on top of the ankle, and you can see the ankle roll. And the referee did make the right decision, and then it was overturned by VAR. I really I think that was unfair and Atletico point of view, and Barca press and press and press and press and press and press, and they get the goals and they go ahead and win the game. So raw deal to Atletico, but Barcelona did play good, but it should have ended even Steven, especially with man to man. So it should have ended 10-10, and then the best 10 win. But Barcelona get an unfair advantage. I really think that was an unfair advantage, and they utilize it to the max. So they're sitting handsomely at the top of the La Liga. Also, quick and last thing I was going to touch on is the Bayern game. Wow, that game was a game. Like, and that is what true top team does. You are down and in a spot of bother. You should trust your ability. You should have the attitude to get back into the game. You know what I mean? Because you know you have the quality. Bayern Munich was 2-0 down, 2-0 down. And at no point in the game, at 80 something minutes, Bayern was 2-0 down. And Bayern never show a sign of weakness. Bayern never show a sign of doubt. Bayern never show a sign of giving up. Bayern still show that they are superior. They still show that they are more talented, and they still show that they deserve to win this game. And we are going to win this game. 5 minutes left in the game plus extra time. 2-0 down. A lot of team heads would have dropped. A lot of team would probably concede a third. Bayern played their football, controlled the football, creating chances, and they all paid off. And teams that are deemed top teams need to take a page out of this book, especially like Chelsea. It doesn't matter if you're playing a lower level team than you and you conceded one or two goals, you are not out of the game. Now it's all about your attitude. You understand what I'm saying? And Bayern had the right attitude and came back with 5 minutes plus extra time to win the game. That was an exceptional display, and that's a champion's display. That is a champion display. So congratulations to Bayern, and I admire that team, and I really like the behavior, the mindset, the attitude, the drive of that team, and that is what I would like to see in a $1.5 billion team known as Chelsea. That drive, that that superiority. We have the better players. We gonna beat you. That is what I would like to see in Chelsea. So yeah, very entertaining weekend of football after international break. So let's lead over into midweek where there are going to be more games playing. So Champions League is back in midweek. So let's see how it goes from there. All right, again, I'm your host Alton, and I'm checking out for Gossip Goalpost. Thank you for watching. Until next time, peace.